Well, hello there, everybody. Another fabulous week has come to an end where I'm working. It's Friday. Thank God. Wow. It's been a long week. I left at 2:30 today because, well, I'm just burnt out this week. So I'm headed home, do my thing, my weekend thing. I don't know if I'm going to do anything real special this weekend. If it's nice like it is today, I may drag a motorcycle out this weekend. I got some things I need to do around the house. Got to get my scooters out, get them carburetors on them. See if I can get them to start. They haven't been started in a couple of years. Of course, I may end up having to buy batteries for them too because, well, the batteries are probably low enough. Probably low enough that they're not going to start, that's for sure. Anyway, so, anybody got any big plans for the weekend? I don't even see any viewers yet, so I'm guessing probably no. I'm doing this live video a little earlier than usual. Like I said, I'm going home earlier than usual. I've been working 10-hour days, so I'm usually not on until about 4:30. That would be 3:30 East Coast time. I'm not sure where everybody else views from. I think I've got some people that watch from over like India and Asia and places like that, but I'm not sure because I don't have any way to track that. It's supposed to be nice, I guess, this weekend. I haven't heard anything bad about the weather yet, so we'll see. Man, it's been a real roller coaster here this week with the weather, though. It's, one day it's warm, another day it's hot, then it gets, warm, and then it gets really cold. It's snow flurries. Yesterday morning, I had snow flurries as I left the house. Of course, it is March, and I am in Missouri, so, the weather's kind of funky out here anyway. Oh, man, I've got the heat on. It's freaking hot in here. So, anyway, I don't have really a whole lot planned for the weekend. I may, like I said, go ride my motorcycle a little bit. I'm not really sure. I just bought a new battery for it, but I need to take it out and run it a little bit and get it's got gas that's been in there all winter, so, I want to try and run all the gas out of it, put some fresh stuff in it so that it doesn't go bad. And I put a new battery in it last weekend. I took it down the street. It had been sitting so long that the back tire had gotten a little slack on it. I noticed when I was pulling it out of the building, the back tire was squeaking a little bit, as it was rolling across the floor of my building. So it was definitely low. So I rode it up to the gas station, put a little air in it. I rode it, through the neighborhood. I didn't go too far, and it seemed to be all right. For those of you just coming in and talking about riding a motorcycle, I just put a battery in it. It'd been sitting a while, so that's what happens when you let things sit for too long. Things like that happen, but it's normal. But the battery that was in there before, I had been trying to charge it for a couple of days. It's got one of those Super Start AGM batteries. They got some kind of glass packs or something in them now. It's supposed to help out with the vibration of the motorcycles and stuff. But see, once those things go dead, they're dead. There's no way to revive them. If you don't let them get too dead, if you get about 5% or more on them, power or whatever, a lot of times you can save them, but if you get any less than 5%, those things are garbage. So if you get a new battery in your car, unless it calls specifically for an AGM battery, don't get one, because those things are trash. That was the same problem we were having at my job. These cars would come in and they would sit for months at a time. They had these AGM batteries in them, and then we had a hailstorm come through and beat a bunch of those cars to death. They were Chevy Equinoxes, 2024 Equinoxes that we were doing for a security company. And they were sitting on our storage lot when this hailstorm came through. And it beat like 370 vehicles or something like that, just about down near to death. We're just now starting to see the last ones come through that have been repaired, or repaired as much as the insurance companies or the contractor companies want them cleaned up, with dents and stuff. So most of them got just a new hood and a new windshield or glass or mirrors or whatever was, small stuff. But like most of the roofs and the tailgates and the side panels, they just stayed dented because they didn't want to invest the money to fix them. So they didn't do it. But anyway, like I said, the last of those are starting to come through now. A lot of those Chevy Equinoxes were sent to our sister plant over in Kansas City to let those people deal with them out there. I guess they're kind of slack right now in some of their work, so we wanted to send them something, a big contract to keep them busy. So this definitely will do that. I got a couple of 49cc scooters I need to pull out, probably clean up the carburetors a little bit. There's no telling. I'm probably going to end up having to get batteries for those. But the good thing is that those are lead acid batteries in those. And if I need to, I can just pull the old acid out, put some denatured or distilled water in there, and clean them up real good. Let them drain like overnight, upside down, and then put some new acid in them. They should be good to go. I've done that once before. It worked out pretty well. It keeps me from having to spend $100 on a battery. But I got two of these things, so that would be $200 for batteries. I can't do that right now. So I think I'm just gonna try and clean them up myself. And I got to take the carburetors off more than likely and clean the carburetors up really well. I imagine they're pretty gummed up. They're Bintelli scooters. They're French or Italian or something. But anyway, they got Chinese parts on them. And those carburetors, you can't let them sit too long, because those carburetors have a tendency to gum up like the jets on the carburetors. So I had to take them off and clean them out really well, and run some pipe cleaners or something through the jets, make sure the floats are working good and all that good stuff, and take those out, run them around a little bit. Excuse me, working class. Sorry guys, I don't mean to yawn in your face, but I get up early in the morning, so it's been a long day. Longer than usual. I mean, I had plenty to do to keep me busy, but time just seemed to drag by today. But it is Friday, so I always look forward to getting off on Fridays. Fortunate enough for me, well, I don't know if it's fortunate or unfortunate. I'm not going to get to work tomorrow. I usually like to get 4 or 6 hours on Saturday for a little more overtime. It's not going to happen this week. We had some guys in from Chicago that were working on a run of vans. And we had a couple of people in from our Kansas City place and like our sister plant. And they're not going to be there this weekend, so nobody's working. We got a guy that's sick too. I don't know. He's probably got some of that, whatever it is, going around, this newfangled virus or winter cold or fall or so spring, winter to spring cold or whatever it is, because of the weather change and all that stuff. I don't know. But, hopefully he'll be back Monday. That's one of our decal guys that puts the decals in the vans. They got me stacked up pretty good right now. But those guys, they all went home today back to Chicago and stuff. So that line won't be running. So that'll give me some time next week to kind of catch up. Right before I left today, I got another 30 that were ready to ship or assigned. I can't ready ship some of these vehicles until they're assigned because they're customer pickups, which means the customer wants us to hold them in our lots until they have a need for them or until they get an assignment from, I guess, their corporate office or whatever. Then we send them out, a few at a time. And I got a list of 28 that I got to ready ship first thing Monday morning. So that'll go pretty well. And then I've still got other stuff in my base to work on, so that'll keep me busy most of the day. So it'll be a pretty easy Monday. I like the easy Mondays. I don't like, coming in on Monday morning and having to go balls to the walls first thing. That sucks to have to do that. Doesn't make for a very restful night on Sunday night because I'm anticipating, the workload or whatever. But as long as the weather holds up and stays nice, we'll be opening bay doors and stuff, and it'll be nice to not have to walk around in a jacket first thing in the morning, which I had to do this morning. It's like, I don't know, probably 37 degrees this morning, so I had to wear a jacket. As you can see now, I'm in a t-shirt, but it's 65, 70 degrees outside or something like that. So pretty broad range of temperature increase anyway. But that's it. So looks like tomorrow will be a pretty busy day. I might spend some time on Metaverse tonight. I got one of those VR mask things. Might do some of that tonight. I hadn't done it much this week because I've had company. My mom came over, my stepmom came over one night, and then like other nights, it's just really been too much to do, washing clothes and dishes and things like that. So I haven't had much of an opportunity to get on it this week. So I might spend some time on there this evening, and then tomorrow evening I'll probably be on there a little bit. So if you got one of those Meta Horizon World Oculus VR things, I'm on there. Anybody have any plans for the weekend? You guys ready for anything this weekend? Any concerts or festivals or anything like that? Ain't going on anywhere? None in this area. At least not that I know of. I know they've been advertising on Facebook and on my email. It's like Lita Ford's coming to town, I think October or something like that. With Dee Snider from Twisted Sister and somebody at Firehouse, but Carrie from Firehouse died a couple of years ago or last year. So that was their singer. He's not with them anymore because, of course, he passed away. But I'm not sure who they have singing for him now. So that would be interesting to see. But they're having a pre-sale apparently for this concert. Usually the place, that venue that these concerts are at, they keep me on a mailing list, and I can sign up to win free front row tickets. So what they do is they give away one set of front row tickets, and then they give away 10 sets of tickets, like in the other parts of the building or whatever. So I usually sign up for that. They'll send me a notification, a couple of weeks before the show. That way, the week of the show, I can go get the tickets or whatever, if I in fact win. I wouldn't mind seeing Lita again. I saw her a couple of years ago with, let's see, it was Warrant and, who else was it? Warrant, Firehouse, was it Firehouse? May have been Firehouse. No, it was Faster Pussycat. Faster Pussycat, Warrant, and Lita Ford. That was a good show. Lita still looks great for her age. She still gets around that guitar and frets board pretty good. They were just on a cruise, a rock and roll tour cruise or something. I've heard Dangerous Darren talk about it on XM radio. I listen to Hair Nation sometimes in the morning on the way to work, and they've got a DJ, Dangerous Darren, and he was talking about being on the ship and stuff, and all the bands that played, stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. Oh, what a long, exhausting day. Anyway, I'll see how. Got some viewers on it. You guys have any questions or topics you'd like to discuss today? I'm kind of at a loss for words. It's been a long week. I usually just babble on about nothing. Somehow I must be a little entertaining at least, because you guys stick around and watch me, so that helps. But if you wouldn't mind, just press the like button or the subscribe. My goal is, I got 475 subscribers right now. I'd like to hit the 500 mark. I don't really care about getting like monetary reimbursement or anything from YouTube. That doesn't really interest me. I've got goals that I've set for myself. I'd like to see if I can reach. So 500 is the number. If you haven't subscribed yet, it sure would be cool if you would. That would really help me, give me a reason to keep doing this, Let's see, my Equine Metal Girl. I got an equestrian metal girl that plays guitar that I just got a notification for. She's pretty cool. She just turned 18, and she likes Metallica. She plays a lot of Metallica on guitar. Practices. She does open practice, films and stuff. I haven't picked up my guitar in a while. I think I did a video a couple months ago, maybe 3 months ago now. And I was rusty. I don't play as much as I used to. It just, of course, with me never having any lessons or anything, and never being able to play any songs all the way through, it's kind of boring to me. It's challenging, but I get frustrated because I can't. I'm to the age now to where my fingers don't work the way they used to, and of course, I can't read music, so I don't know where the notes are on the guitar. I just go by sound. I've been able to play, some stuff that people showed me over the years, but I can't go like to a freaking music store, buy a book, and sit down and play out of it. I don't know any scales, or anything like that. So I'm kind of at a loss at this point. A little windy out today. I've had the bay doors closed most of the day at my job. We got 3 giant bay doors on one end of the building and then one on the other end. And we had the bay doors open this afternoon for about 20 minutes. There was a guy. We have these drive cams that go in these pickup trucks, and a guy was trying to set it, because if you don't, it continuously runs and drains the battery. So he was trying to set the timer on it so that it would cut off after a certain amount of time. And he had to have the VIN number and some kind of signal, but we had plenty of signal, but I thought, well, maybe it wouldn't do it because the bay doors were closed. So we ended up opening the bay doors. It was really nice. The wind wasn't blowing in that direction, so it wasn't like really cold or windy inside the shop. But he still wasn't able to get it hooked up. So I'm guessing the VIN number to that particular vehicle may not be in the system. this is like pulling a trailer. He's halfway in my lane. But so we're gonna have to research that more, stuff like that. First thing Monday, we'll get back on it. He's a new kid. He's okay, I guess. He seems to follow instructions pretty well, which is unusual in today's society. Excuse me, sorry about that. Kids these days, especially the younger crowd, they don't like they don't like to listen very well. And I understand their determination to do things on their own and things like that, but for the business that I'm in, what we do, it's not a really good thing for them to jump in feet first, not knowing the first thing about what's going on. So we usually have somebody with him. Like I was saying earlier, there's a guy sick, and the guy that was sick was the guy that's been training this new kid. So he's not getting the training that he needs right now. But he seems to be doing fairly well anyway with the builds he's been doing. Yeah. Still no comments or questions. Well, sure wish I could get somebody to ask me questions or something. It's so much easier when I've got something, a topic to go with. It's rambling on, and it's I don't know. I get to a loss for words sometimes. I was talking earlier about things that I was going to do this weekend. I should probably go to the grocery store pretty soon too. Just regular old stuff to re-up on some of the stuff that I've eaten this week. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I know that's bad etiquette to do that while I'm filming. It's man. After you've had a day like I have, and you got to drive 25 miles to get home, and it makes for a pretty tiring trip. Of course, I'm fighting the wind a little bit too. Now I'm going to slow down. I'm doing 80 miles an hour. That's all I need is to get a ticket. The state gets enough of my money. Local taxes and stuff, and state taxes. If they get enough of my money, they don't need any more. Going down. It didn't even feel like I was doing 80. I was like, wow, check this out. I don't like the speed. The speed kills. I drive Interstate 70 in the mornings, going west. And it's usually the same people every day that I see. I like to use the center lane pretty much the whole way, and the people come flying by me. I'll be doing 70, 75. They're doing 80 or 90, maybe 100. I mean, a lot of times they pass me so fast I can't even see the freaking license plate when they go by. I mean, I glance, but I can't see it. Can't make it out. I look over and they're already in front of me. These people, and I always think, these people would just leave the house 5 minutes earlier. They can get to work on time, wouldn't have to speed or anything. So I don't know what's going on this evening. Like I said, I might do my VR machine for a little bit, my mask. Oculus or Meta Horizon Worlds or whatever you want to call it. I'm running some pretty interesting people on there. I was playing darts last night in Mulkey. Mulkey is a game that's kind of like bowling in a way. But you got these pins, they're wooden blocks, and they're cut at an angle. And on the end, they've got a number on them. So the object of the game, and they're spaced out, there's 10, 12 pins It's wheel pins, and they're stacked, kind of like your bowling pins are stacked. But there's a block over here on the table, and you pick up the block and you throw the block. And if you just hit one of them, then whatever the number is on top of that block is how many points you get. Then if you knock down more than one, if they both land flat, then you get 1 point for each one that's laying flat on the floor. So if you knock down 3 pins, you get 3 points. First game I did really well. The second game didn't go too good. It's a fun game if you ever get a chance. I'd like to make one of those games. It would be pretty cool, I think, to make one out of 4x4 posts or something like that. 2x2s maybe. That might be better. As long as you put a number on the top of it, that would be all right. But anyway, so my car got its first oil change yesterday. That was pretty cool. It had like 4,500 miles on it. Now, this is a 2025 car, and I run that. They put that synthetic oil up there, but I probably could have gone to 6,000 miles. But the thing is I'm a real stickler for changing the oil. It's like, maintenance is key to any new car, and on the first oil change, you really don't want to go, even though they put on the mileage sticker 6,000 miles from the factory, you don't want to go 6,000 miles on break-in motor oil. So I took a trip to North Carolina. When I left, I think I had maybe 30, I want to say around 33,000 miles, something like that. Anyway, I went 800 miles one way and 800 miles back home, so whatever that is, 1,600. And I thought, well, since I just went on a long trip like that, I'll go ahead and change the oil in it. So I let it sit a couple of days and took it up to the dealership yesterday. While I was there, the service writer goes, I said, well, how's it been going, man? He's like, well, it's going pretty good. He says, my record collection is growing quite a bit. I was like, well, that's cool, and he was telling me about this record store days that's coming up pretty soon, where they're going to have, I guess, I've never been to record store days, so I really don't know how it works, but from what I'm understanding, a lot of the record stores in the area get together and they have these booths and stuff somewhere, and then you go through and you pick records, and then they have a lot of new releases and stuff like that too. So there's a lot of albums that are going to be there that are first, some of them have never even been in print before, and then other ones have been in print, but they're not in print anymore. So there was a list of probably 200 albums that I looked through yesterday. I did see some rarities in there that would probably be pretty cool to have. I don't know. Excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry. I keep freaking yelling in your face. I don't mean to. Jeez. You're tired when you're yelling in the middle of a conversation. But anyway, so I probably won't buy any new records for a while anyway. I got pretty much all the ones I wanted that were on my bucket list. I don't have just a few left that I want to get. And it's not because I'm going to listen to them. It's just basically just to have them. They're rarities, stuff like that. So that's what I'm going to probably. Eventually, I'll buy those records that I want. I usually I have been ordering from a guy in Tennessee who does a show at 5 o'clock on Facebook. He's also on YouTube, and I think, what was that other one? neighbors or something like that. I don't know, it's Locals, that's what it's called, Locals. He's on Locals too, but what he does is he takes these records and he has like baskets full of them, milk crates. He puts them in milk crates. Then he goes through them one by one and he tells you what they're worth or what he had asked for them. And he tells you basically too, like some information, background on the record. You know, if it's from a private collection or if you bought it from like a flea market collection or something like that. And then he'll start like some of them you can bid on, but he'll put some up for just for auction only. And then when he does that, those records usually go for a pretty good bid. You know, I've seen records go for as much as $500-$700, something like that. It's crazy what people will pay for vinyl these days. You know, vinyl is making a comeback. A lot of these bands that were in the '90s. That was when CDs were big. So a lot of the musicians from the '90s, they didn't do vinyl, like 12-inch records or anything. They just did their CDs and that was it. There's a lot of people who don't even know what a record player is. They show them one and they look at it and they go, what the hell is that? But anyway, yeah, vinyl's making a comeback, and there's a lot of collectors out there. I didn't realize that, when I was young, God, if I had all the records that I had when I was a kid, and I could sell them for what those guys sells his albums for, I could make a freaking killing quick. Like, fast and in a hurry. But I'm trying to stay away from that right now. I don't want to try it because it's addictive as hell. You look up and you get a record for about what you want to pay for it. I usually shoot for like $30 is pretty much my maximum when I buy records, especially if they're used. If they're new, brand new, sealed, I might pay $35 or $40 for them, but that's not. It has to be a really, really good album or something I really, really want for me to do that. But on the average, the ones that he has on average, it's like probably $28 or something like that. It's pretty much average for what he sells. Unless, of course, there's an open auction, and then the auction is what really kills people and stuff. So, I'm almost home already. But I won't be buying any from him for a while. I found a neat website called Discogs too. That Discogs has rare albums, and they have collectors and salespeople or people like record shops all over the United States and the world. And when you go to research a record, it will tell you there's like a breakdown. You can do it in the United States or the UK or Yugoslavia or other places around the world. Then you have to put in like filters is what they call it. And then once you get your filter set, it'll automatically look for every record in that area, for what you're looking for. There's a lot of people that have these records that don't know what they have. That's what really surprises me. I know about what a record should cost, but I remember when I was a kid, I'd go to a record store and I could spend $30 and get 5 or 6 records. The only place you can do that now is like at Goodwill or Salvation Army or one of these places where people donate this stuff. But anyway, I might do some record listening here a little later too. I've got some videos of some of the records that I bought on like eBay and YouTube, or not YouTube, but eBay and Facebook. I got a couple on there that were purchased for me on Amazon. But anyway, so I'm home now. I'm going to end this video. You guys have a great weekend. I don't know if I'll do any videos this weekend. I may pop in or something, as a surprise video, but I kind of doubt it. But you guys have a good weekend, and I'll see you again maybe Monday or Tuesday for sure. All right, pieces.